Welcome back to this fourth and final video on the history and culture of Myanmar, explored through the art of the Shwedagon Pagoda. In this video, we will focus on the Weizzas, enigmatic hermits who, in Burmese popular culture and some religious traditions, are believed to have gained magical powers. Besides the Buddhas, Nats, and various magical creatures, many Burmese people also believe in people called Weizzas. A weizza is thought to be sort of like a mystical yogi, who through the process of meditation and secret doctrines gains magical powers, such as flight, teleportation, the ability to be in two places at once, super strength and durability, the ability to travel outside of one's body as a spirit, the ability to know past lives, immortality, and the ability to choose who and when they will be reincarnated as. People say that the main goal of Weizzas in preserving their lives is to one day witness the coming of the Maitreya, the next Buddha who is prophesied to appear at the end of our present Kalpa. Until at least the end of the Bagan era, about 700 years ago, there was a type of Weizza called a Zawgyi, who used to live in the forests around Mount Popa in Upper Burma, collecting herbs and plants for medicine and for magic. They're commonly depicted as bearded men wearing red robes. They're said to have many magical powers. They can fly, travel through the earth, talk with ghosts, and define the future. Many of them carry a magical staff, but the only thing I've heard a Zawgyi can do with it is to turn a certain gourd in the forest into a woman, which they then fool around with, since there are no female Zawgyis. Like other Weizzas, Zawgyi would seek to extend their lives through magic in order to somehow see the coming of the next Buddha, the Maitreya. The method by which Zawgyi sought to extend their lives included gathering a collection of special herbs and other ingredients from the forest, making a pyre with those ingredients, then jumping into the pyre with the intention to be reborn in a manner similar to a phoenix. Unfortunately for the Zawgyi, the smell from the herbs and the roasting meat following the Zawgyi's self-immolation was said to be especially delicious. And if a person were to find and eat the meat of a Zawgyi following this ceremony, he or she could expect to gain superpowers, such as flight and super strength. It's said that the sons of Popa Madag gained superpowers this way, presumably because having their meat eaten would make the ceremony ineffective. Zawgyi would always try to find and befriend a person and entrust it to look over its body before attempting this ritual. If there was nobody the Zawgyi could trust to not take a bite for superpowers, the Zawgyi would attempt the ritual in a remote cavern or deep inside the woods. One of the more well-known Weizzas from the time that Zawgyi were said to exist is Shin Izzagone. He's said to have lived in the Bagan era about 900 years ago. It's said that Shin Izzagone was a famous alchemist who was searching for the Philosopher's Stone, which, in addition to turning base metals into gold, would also give him other magical powers. Unfortunately, alchemy was not cheap, and when he ran out of his own money, he asked his friends to help fund his research. Eventually, he ran out of his friends' money as well, so he petitioned the king of Bagan to fund his research. The king of Bagan agreed to fund him, but since the amount of money Shin Izzagone wanted was so large, the king warned him that if he failed to produce the Philosopher's Stone, he would blind the alchemist. In the end, Shin Izzagone felt that he needed only one more ingredient to complete his research, but by the time he ran out of the king's funding, he was not able to discover what this one additional ingredient was, and the king blinded him. Penniless, blind, and with no friends, Shin Izzagone was left as a beggar in the marketplace. Giving up, he threw the useless lump of metal that was his failed experiment into a heap of cow dung, and it began to glow. The cow dung was the final ingredient. Excited that he had finally created the Philosopher's Stone, he asked a nearby child to bring him a set of cow or goat eyes so that he could use the stone's magic to pop them into his head and see again. But the child could only find one cow and one goat eye, which are of different sizes, giving Shin Izzagone's face his distinctive asymmetrical appearance. Shin Izzagone's discovery of the Philosopher's Stone is said to be the reason why Bagan was able to build so many pagodas. Bo Aung and Min Gaung are probably the two most famous Weizzas believed to have existed up to the 20th century. Bo Aung's story begins in the 18th century but continues into the 20th century. It's said that Bo Aung learned his magic from a copper manuscript lost from ancient times. He became famous for refusing to venerate the mad king Boropaya's command to venerate him as the Maitreya, and according to legend survived an attempted public execution. People say that Bo Aung's most famous power was the ability to double things. For example, if you gave him 1 apple, he would have 2 apples. If you gave him 2 apples, he would have 4 apples. If you gave him 4 apples, he would have 8 apples, and so on. Some people say that Bo Aung never died, but stays on the earth to help his believers. Some people say that Aung San, the father of Burmese independence and of Aung San Suu Kyi, was the reincarnation of Bo Aung. It might be this close connection between Bo Aung and Aung San that led Ne Win, Aung San's friend, comrade, and most probable assassin, to outlaw the veneration of Weizzas from 1962 when he took power until 1988 when he retired. It's said that Min Gaung was the most powerful Weizzas in Burma, but I only know a few stories about him. The first story I've heard is the story of his origin. According to this story, about 2,500 years ago, Gautama Buddha visited Mandalay Hill in Upper Burma. While he was there, he was approached by one of the previous reincarnations of Min Gaung, a female Balu, who donated all of her possessions to the Buddha. After doing this, the Balu said that it wanted to cut off its breasts to also donate them. The Buddha said that this wasn't really necessary, but the Balu insisted. Then the Buddha told it that self-harm was not the proper way to show devotion. But the Balu continued to insist. Finally, the Buddha pointed out to the Balu that if she cut off her own breasts, she would die. But this time the Balu didn't bother insisting and simply cut off her own breasts and died. The Buddha, moved by this well-intentioned yet completely useless act of sacrifice, prophesied that one day she would be reincarnated as a great king who would build a great city there. That great king would be another purported incarnation of Min Gaung, King Min, who built Mandalay on that spot in 1857. As an aside, King Mindon is my favorite Burmese king. I was once told only a few stories about Min Gaung in the British era. I heard that he liked to sleep on a hot tin roof, something that would be dangerous or highly uncomfortable for normal people. I heard that once, Min Gaung was traveling with some people through the forest when the party had to stop because a large tree had blocked the way. With one hand, Min Gaung lifted the tree and threw it away so the party could go on. I heard that there were many sightings of Min Gaung in places that were very far away from each other at nearly the same time, which would be impossible unless Min Gaung could teleport or fly very quickly. They say that the British wanted to detain and interrogate Min Gaung when they heard of him, since they suspected that he might be planning some sort of rebellion against them, but they were never able to find where he was. Min Gaung lived in the 20th century as an ascetic in Mount Popa. He had an idiosyncratic way of sitting, which was similar to that of Bo Aung's, but opposite. He was famous for his prophecies about how the British Empire would eventually collapse and leave Burma. Min Gaung's prophecies were so well known by the outbreak of World War II that the Japanese officer closest to Aung San took his Burmese name as a way to claim that he was the fulfillment of one of these prophecies. After Min Gaung died, his disciples were transporting his body somewhere when a large rainstorm forced them to leave it to take shelter. The next day, when they went back to retrieve Min Gaung's body, it was gone. This event led some people to believe that Min Gaung never really died, but that he still exists as an immortal somewhere, helping Burmese people who believe in him. There's a sect within Theravada Buddhism that sees Min Gaung as its founder and master, the Shwedagon. They believe that Min Gaung will be reincarnated one day as another powerful leader, as he had numerous times in the past. The Shwedagon practice a sort of ritual in which they believe the spirit of Min Gaung possesses a medium to give them advice on the best way to live a Buddhist life. If you've gotten to the end of this tour, thank you for watching. If you want to correct or ask for clarification on something said in the video, or if you just want to request some item from one of the many merchants at the Shwedagon, please make your request in the comments.